Alright, what's up YouTube? I'm gonna do a quick touch-in video real fast. Stopped by the house today. I don't have a whole lot of time to really tear on this thing, but I'm still very interested to find exactly what's going on since there's minimal information about this. So, it's a 2007 Cobalt SS supercharged car. Just to reiterate on that, it's a mu3 code, F35, 5-speed trains. Car's bone stock, about 135,000 miles on it. You can see it's pretty dirty. I've been neglecting the hell out of it. So far I found sway bar bushings are shot. The trans mounts, upper, lower, are gone. The engine mount looks pretty good still. Shift cables have stretched. The roll pin that snapped originally kind of walled out the shaft, and the main problem here, aside from the clutch, is the popping out of fifth gear. So decided to take the cover off that I've read about. Then it's funny to me that nobody's put any videos or pictures of this, because how helpful just to see what's behind this cover instead of draining all the fluid out and getting the wheel off and all apart and whatnot. So what it looks like to me, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but the teeth between the synchro and the teeth on the gear look like they've been worn down. Let's see. I don't have a flashlight handy, unfortunately, but so what I'm planning on doing, also the synchro, I don't know if that's supposed to have that much slop, but it's pretty loose. So I think I'm gonna pop this snap ring off real fast and try to slide that shit apart and see if we can see the back side of this here. So I'm gonna do that real quick and make another video. Hopefully I can smash them together and keep this little touch-in going, just a little bit helpful information, and also part of this so I don't forget to document any of it. But all this stuff comes apart pretty easy. All the front suspension, I spent about 20 minutes taking this apart. So yep, while we're this far, I've been considering just taking the whole shebang right out through the top. I was yanking on the axle shaft on the other side, and I swayed the whole car around on the jack stands by myself. So unfortunately I don't have a lift. I'm still in the same spot. Maybe the next couple of years that will be different, but for right now I got to do with what I got, and I need to be moving out of this place here soon, so this is gonna have to work. So, but that's it for right now. Hopefully I'll be back in just a minute with a little bit more information on this fifth gear synchronizer and troubleshooting the problem of why it's popping out of fifth. And for me, in my case, it looks like it's multiple facets, but we'll have a look at this gear and see if we can determine anything else. So I'll be right back at you. Alright guys, we're back. A little part 2 action. So I got this cheap janky pair of snap ring pliers. I got the rest of my good shit at work, but I managed to get the snap ring off the end of the shaft here. So this is the actual fifth gear. This is the drive side, and the bottom one is the driven, I believe. So you can see these teeth have had better days. So with that being said, I'm fucked. I cannot find these parts anywhere. Luckily for me, a guy I met on Instagram was willing to kind of message me about some of this stuff and point me in the right direction with some things. And just about the only place I haven't looked for this fifth gear set is a GM dealership. I found a parts list for this F35 mu3 code transmission, and the only thing that it does not have available is the fifth gear set. It doesn't even show a part number for it. So, and as mentioned before, I've read online, and there's guys that have been, from back in 2011, 2010 that had this issue. So, and they were struggling to find parts back then. So, yep. This is for the people looking for information on, what the hell it even looks like, what it could possibly be. I mentioned in my last video, I've had a manual transmission class at a college before, so I had an idea of what to expect in there. I understood how it worked, but you know, it's all up to your imagination until you actually take it apart. And the thing about it is, it's such a pain in the ass to really get to all this stuff and drain the fluid. You know, you're not going to do that on just an average day, not without having the car parked and pretty well tore apart as it is. So the synchro is pretty chewed up as well. It's definitely not happy. So I guess the next step is gonna be, I'm gonna go ahead and buy my clutch that I need, since I know I'm gonna have to spend that money anyway. And after that, I think I'm gonna hunt and call every GM Chevrolet dealership in the fucking country for some new old stock. Because I would absolutely hate to have to put a junkyard transmission in this thing with potentially the same issue over one stupid little synchronizer gear. So that's all for now. I'm pretty much done for today, especially if you know, there's a snowball's chance in hell that there's a new old stock sitting on the shelf somewhere out there. I'd really rather just put a pause on this for a minute and do a little more digging before I go any further. I know I have to change the clutch. I know it has to come out, but what's the sense in going buying a whole complete transmission without looking first, right? So, and even that, with that being said, I might even consider just popping the, well, I think you gotta tear it apart in good ways to get the gear off, but I might even consider just changing the gear, because I know 100% for a fact the rest of the gears are fine. So anyway, that's it for today, guys. This might answer some questions or give you a bit of paint you a picture of what's going on in there. You know, when these things beat, then you can tell how easy it is for it to slip off. So that's why my 5th gear set was not engaging. I mean, it doesn't take much to just roll it off of there. I mean, it's pretty bad. So for anybody else out there struggling, digging for information, this is for you. I spent about a year driving just 4 on the floor with this thing, and during that whole year I would frequently search for parts or information or anybody that's dealt with it before, and it's hard to find out there. So as I keep going through this, I will definitely keep documenting it. As I mentioned before, I'm going to try to get better with my videos, try to edit them some, and stay more to the point, do more hands-on stuff, actually show you real tangible parts and problems of why these things are happening. That's something else that the whole idea of these videos is for, and I've kind of failed to do up to this point. So just bear with me. Like I said, anybody that's interested, you know, give me a like, give me a, you know, follow along, subscribe, leave a comment. If you know something about it, feel free to share. It's a pretty common problem with these cars, and for whatever god awful reason, there's not a lot of information about the fix. So that's it for now. Stay tuned. I think next weekend she'll be coming out, so we'll see you then. Thanks, guys.